In the middle of 7th century, China, by supporting one of the Japanese clans, Yamato, in a civil war, brought new techniques and tactics for directing mass peasant armies armed with crossbows. When Yamato took over Japanese throne, Timur took power by the military defeat of his brother. Timur became the first heavenly warrior of Japan. Because of fears of someone else taking the throne from him, Timur was concentrated on creating a better army which would support him and serve him with loyalty. Horsemen were to train continuously, peasants 10 out of 100 days. Skills which were practiced included swinging sword, stabbing with spears, firing crossbows, and catapulting stones. Timur also planned to race horses. The Kanto Plain was the perfect place for it, and it was the place where best warriors were sent to guard the border of Japan. Those warriors were skilled and loyal. Soon, the number of them extended, and description of the perfect Japanese warrior developed. Those perfect warriors were called samurai, meaning those who serve. Samurai continued to fight on horseback with bow and arrows as their primary weapon, but also with a newly designed sword. With the name of the samurai, the perfect warrior, came lots of responsibilities, and later a strict code of behavior. Samurai started to play a very important role in the government and military system after the beginning of Tokugawa Shogun. That was a time when the Japanese adopted Confucianism. The samurai started living according to specific rules, or code of the warrior. Later, this code of the warrior became known as bushido. Bushido comes out of Buddhism, Zen, Confucianism, and Shintoism. The combination of the schools of thought and religion has formed this code of warrior. From Buddhism, Bushido gets its relationship to danger and death. The samurai do not fear death because they believe, as Buddhism teaches, after death one will be reincarnated and may live another life here on earth. The samurai are warriors from the time they become samurai until their death, and even after that, they have no fear of danger. For the samurai to learn, there is only one thing, one last thing, to face death unflinchingly. But still, the most important for samurai was honor. Disgrace was the worst punishment for any samurai. That is why a notable part of the Bushido code is seppuku, in the West known as harakiri, which allowed a disgraced samurai to regain his honor by passing into death, where samurai were still beholden to the rules of Bushido. This act of suicide was common among the samurai and was to be watched by others. A man, dressed in white robes, would write his last will and then kill himself by stabbing a sword in his belly, because it is the place where Japanese believed their soul was. Along with these virtues, Bushido also holds justice, love, sincerity, honesty, self-control, and respect. Justice is one of the main factors in the code of the samurai. Unjust actions are thought to be lowly and unhuman. Love was the supreme virtue. Samurai followed a specific etiquette in everyday life as well as in war. Sincerity and honesty were as valued as their lives. Bushi no Ichingo, or the word of a samurai, transcends a pact of complete faithfulness and trust. There was no need for a written pledge, as it was thought beneath one's dignity to not follow this code. Samurai were so respected that they were the only men who could carry weapons in everyday life. Also, they could kill any peasant who displeased them. Many of the virtues valued by the samurai are now part of the things we hear from our childhood. Ancient warriors with swords are gone long time ago, but their culture, their spirit reincarnated and passes from one generation to another. As long as human will still be human, the spirit of true warriors will be with us.
Поздравляю, днем рождения!